Today, battle for the internet. Different websites have declared war, kind of, on the FCC. They're actually urging the FCC to do the right thing. Now, they've got to urge the FCC to do the right thing because right now they're not. Now, we have a president who had those huge placards, if you remember, in 2008. Change, we're going to change the way things are done. Well, he was half right. He's changed the FCC rules for the worse by putting a former lobbyist for the companies that wanted to change the internet rules to their benefit, right? The Comcast of the world, okay? So that's Tom Wheeler. They tweaked the rules a little bit so that now the internet providers can slow down your sites if they don't like it. Oh, Netflix, you didn't pay enough? Slowing it down, right? Which they've already begun to do in some areas, right? And, oh, we don't like your political content, which other companies have done in the past. Strikers go on strike against one of these internet providers. In Canada, this happened there, so it could also happen here. They say, oh, your website talking about the strike, oh, that's sorry, you can't access that, right? So now the FCC is going to allow for all of this with a terrible rule that they are set to put in place. They're asking for comments. Great, let's give them comments. So Battle for the Net has begun, and today it was joined by a great number of websites that I'm going to tell you about. If you went on some of those sites, you saw something along these lines, where it looked like you had that old spinning wheel, loading. They didn't actually slow down the websites. It was an ad that they put up to get you to sign on to this fight. And I love that they did this. And some of the largest sites on the web and in the digital world participated in this. And then the cavalry arrived. I'll tell you who the cavalry is. And then there was other ads like this one. They are Team Cable, they would say, and we are Team Internet, and had pictures of regular folks and then some of the websites participating on the internet side. And of course, cable is Time Warner, Comcast, Verizon, AT&T. Those are the internet providers who want to make more money by being able to charge certain customers more money and then slowing down the internet for everyone else, thereby creating even more demand for the quote-unquote fast lane. And we also want to have more political power and all sorts of power. That, of course, helps their bottom line, but it hurts the rest of us, okay? So now the people participating in the protest movement, in the battle for the net, are Netflix, Reddit, of course, a huge organizer, Mozilla, Upworthy, Etsy, Foursquare, Kickstarter, and the list goes on and on. But those are some of the big names, and God bless their hearts for doing so. Now, of course, people like Netflix have their own interest at stake here. They're the ones who are going to have to pay a larger bill to the Comcast and Time Warners of the world. But they're still on the right side of this issue. They're on the side of the public that has a right to a completely free and open internet, which, if the FCC rules pass, we will no longer have. And so now, of course, the guys on the other side aren't going to just lie down and take it, right? They're winning right now. They bought off the FCC. They put their former lobbyist as the head of the FCC, thanks to Obama, of course. That campaign for change drives me crazy. Anyway, now what are they doing? They're putting up their own ads all over the internet, and it looks like this. It looks slightly similar to the ads for the opposing side. It says unable to connect. It doesn't say loading, it doesn't say slow, but it says unable to connect. You can find anything on the internet except a good reason to regulate it like a public utility. Say no to public utility regulation of the internet. It's a trick, okay? Now, the reality is, if you regulate the internet like a public utility, it would be free and open to everybody. They couldn't do fast lanes, slow lanes. They couldn't discriminate against content, whether for financial or political reasons. But they make the ad look like the other ad because they know that the people are actually not on their side. So what are they going to do? They're going to trick people into being on their side by pretending that, oh, look, oh, I'm on the side of the people who are doing the protests, yes. For free internet would be if you joined MTT and Comcast and charging you more. So these are the tricks that you got to deal with here. So make sure that you're clicking on the right thing. Now, who's the cavalry? Well, the guys who could make a big difference, the porn sites. Now, of course, the Reddits and the Netflix, et cetera, also have tens of millions of viewers every day, readers every day, but so do the porn sites. So Pornhub, RedTube, YouPorn, among others, have also joined the battle. And how many people watch those sites on a daily basis? 50 million people, okay? So that's not a bad number either to get on our side. And here's who doesn't want their internet slowed down. Porn watchers. Okay, I don't want to see that loading sign. But look, none of us do. For every reason. One, because we don't want to slow internet, because that's incredibly annoying to everyone who uses the internet. And most of it will be slowed down until you pay a ransom, and most websites will not be able to afford that ransom. And number two, for political reasons, because they can shut down any opposition, which is incredibly harmful, because the internet is the one voice against the establishment media and the establishment powers in Washington, D.C. And then number three, they could just basically kill off any smaller website that's got a new innovation, but they can't afford to pay the ransom. Therefore, you get a lot less voices. You just get the even bigger and more powerful companies that take over the whole thing. It's a disaster if the FCC gets its way. Make sure that you comment on it, you sign the letter, do whatever you have to do to fight back against this. And I love that they're doing this campaign, Battle for the Net.